And there I was the girl from Suits.
This one's wife. Such a painful narcissist to watch. Video analysis. Hello, I'm HG Tudor. There are many narcissists in the world. You will watch some of them. You may not realize that they are narcissists. You may have worked out that they are. But these particular narcissists are easy to watch. This is because they may be accomplished in statecraft, polished orators that you like to listen to, that you find them engaging, that you can get behind their policies. They may be brilliant sports people who, whilst you hear that they're odious to deal with one-on-one, you don't care because you've never met them and you never will, but you marvel at their sporting prowess, their ability to play tennis or football, to drive a Formula One vehicle. They may well be individuals that take to the stage, performing at concerts that you have attended, playing the songs that mean so much to you, entertaining you, providing you with a fantastic spectacle. They could be actors or actresses that appear in television series or films that you truly enjoy, that you marvel at their ability as they take you into another world. These individuals, as they do what they do, are not painful to watch. Indeed, to the contrary, they're actually invigorating, refreshing, exciting, compelling to watch. Such descriptions do not apply to this one's wife. If I were to ask you, whenever you see this one's wife, for instance, when you see her in a piece of video, whether it's her turning up to accept another grifted award, or whether she's frightening children by trying to talk to them, whether it was her when she was briefly in the royal family going on a walkabout, whether it was turning up at the Queen's funeral, whenever you've seen her filmed and watched those videos, pause for a moment and think, what's been your reaction? Amusement? You felt compelled to ridicule her? Quite possibly. Have you felt envious that she's the one in front of the camera? Something that, of course, the Sugar Squad's members would invariably accuse you of. I doubt that you do. Have you felt angry that she's in that position? Possibly. Have you felt seething dislike of her? Naturally. But I suspect that for many of you, the overwhelming reaction when you see her is to cringe. To cringe at how unnatural she is. To cringe at how basic she behaves. To cringe at the way that she seeks out the camera. The way that she uses the grip of doom on Harry. The way that she steers Harry, or elbows Harry out of the way, or makes it all about her. And that you cringe as she spouts her beige word salad. You cringe as she laughs at the wrong moment. You cringe at her interaction with people, seeing how false it is. I suspect for the most part, your reaction is one of cringing at her. And that's because she is such a painful narcissist to watch. This is because she's so self-absorbed that she doesn't behave naturally, because she has no emotional empathy. And as I have explained in my brilliant video, The Imitation Game, her narcissism has had to learn the appropriate responses to provide in certain situations, and actually isn't that good at it. Throw in the fact that she's got herself into an elevated position whereby she is filmed on a regular basis, either by design, because she wants it to happen, or by virtue of the fact that the media organisations know that there's plenty of willing viewers, mainly to ridicule her. The fact is, there's hour upon hour of video footage of this one's wife. A snippet has been doing the rounds again, which is taken from the shitty documentary, which relates to when this one's wife received a text message. And I've had many of you asking me if I could break it down for you. and naturally, as your glorious narrator, I am content to do so. Thus, let's bring on the clip first, and then I'll break it down for you.
Beyonce just texted. Really, Matt?
Shut up.
Just checking in.
Just checking in. Just casual.
I still can't believe she knows who I am.
Go and call her.
No, it's okay. She said she wants me to feel safe and protected. She admires and respects my bravery and vulnerability, and she thinks I was selected to break generational curses.
Yes, it is the occasion of Beyonce purportedly texting this one's wife, which just so happens to have coincided when there are some cameras filming her and has no job. The first point to make is that possibly no text was ever sent by Beyonce. Remember, this is a narcissist, and the narcissist will use the truth, the half-truth, or nowhere near the truth, watch my video of that name to understand more, in order to get to the prime aims. Accordingly, it is possible that this one's wife would have invented the receipt of a text for the purposes of pursuing the prime aims, namely, let's make it seem like I'm pally with Beyonce, the viewers will love that and it'll make me look good. Therefore, Harry, because he's under her spell and because he's not particularly bright and he enjoys the attention also, goes along with it. So the starting point is to make the observation that no text may ever have been received. However, on this occasion, let's give this one's wife the benefit of the doubt and suggest that a text has been received. The other observation is, isn't it amazing how it just happens to come in when the cameras are rolling? This clearly didn't happen, and instead it's staged. She may well have received that text at an earlier juncture, but in order to show off showmanship, grandiosity, this one's wife has determined that this text should be used in the context of their documentary to demonstrate to the world that she's chums with Beyonce and that Beyonce thinks highly of her. Accordingly, it's been organised, undoubtedly with the advice of those creating the documentary, whereby they've said, have you got anything that can show to the world, you know, your A-list celebrity chums? Yeah, I've got a text here from Beyonce. Great, we'll use that. So what we want you and Harry to do is pretend to be working on something, and then you can make mention of the fact that a text has just come in. Right, okay, we'll go along with that. Accordingly, you're treated to the fact that Harry is told by his handler that Beyonce has just texted her. Now, ordinarily, one would imagine that if this one's wife had mentioned to Harry, Beyonce's just texted, Harry would probably go, sorry, who's that again? As he's on all fours searching for one of his building blocks or the purple crayon under the sofa. However, you can tell this is entirely staged because this one, with his poor acting skills, goes, huh! And then says, shut up. I thought it was only dim-witted 20-year-olds from the Valley that would say such things as shut up. But this staged reaction from Harry is entirely unconvincing and is wholly representative of the way that he has been dragged into this awful shared fantasy. This one's wife then continues by engaging in her ridiculous false laughter. Why is it funny that Beyonce has texted her? Of course, this is how her narcissism thinks that she should act. That it's like, oh, Beyonce's texted me. Oh, isn't it so funny that she does? I still can't believe she knows who I am. Which is false humility on the part of this one's wife, because her narcissism would actually say, it's about fucking time she texted you. After all, you are the Empress of Woke and Queen of the Universe. The false humility is sickening, as exhibited by this painful narcissist to suggest, oh, I still can't believe she knows who I am. And it's mentioned that she's just casually checking in because, hey, they're such besties. Fuck off. Harry suggests, of course, that she call her. Harry, dim-witted he is, suggests calling her. Why? Why would she want to be bothered by such a pair of losers. Nevertheless, this one's wife rejects his suggestion and instead then feels that it's necessary to divulge the contents of a personal text, assuming that it was sent, between her and Beyoncé. Once again, this exhibits the lack of boundary recognition by this one's wife. We know that both her and Harry repeatedly disclose information which has been imparted to them in confidence. He, because he's stupid, her, because she doesn't recognise boundaries, because she has no emotional empathy. Thus, information that was pertinent to their family, which ought to be kept within the family, was disclosed in interviews, much of it made up, in Spare, and in other interviews that have taken place. Assuming Beyoncé sent this text, she'll have wanted it kept between her and this one's wife. Yet, this one's wife deems that it is appropriate, without seeking the permission of Beyoncé, to tell the world what she's written. And of course, it's all about making this one's wife look good. And thus, it states, "She said she wants me to feel safe and protected. She admires and respects my bravery and vulnerability. And she thinks I was selected to break generational curses." Yeah, because that's what we normally write in a text, isn't it? "I think you've been selected to break generational curses." She probably wrote, "I don't know who this is, but will you stop fucking texting me? I don't know where you got the number from, but fuck off, otherwise I'm going to change my number." Instead, it's all about the bravery of this one's wife, how wonderful she is, that Beyoncé, wants this one's wife to feel safe and protected, that she admires and respects her bravery and vulnerability, and that she was selected to break generational curses. Gosh, you're such a living saint, this one's wife. Not only is it preposterous and beggars belief that somebody would actually write in such terms, I'm inclined to think it's more likely that this one's wife wrote such things to herself. After all, we don't really see much of this one's wife and Beyoncé these days, do we? We saw them at the Lion King premiere, where this one's wife and Harry were shilling for business, but we don't hear about regular interactions between Beyoncé and this one's wife, and undoubtedly a savvy operator such as Beyoncé has thought, "I'm not going to involve myself with this loser." And it would seem to my mind that such content could well have been generated by this one's wife to make herself look good. Naturally, she reads it out with all the sincerity of believing that it's true about her, although the evidence points to the contrary, that she's neither vulnerable nor brave, nor she has been selected to break generational curses, whatever the fuck those are. But she says it as if it was hammered into stone, that this is entirely correct. And of course, not only is she loving the fuel that she receives as a consequence of this message, assuming it's genuine, but also the fact that it's being recorded, and therefore she is drinking in the thought fuel in relation to believing millions of people will be watching this, swooning and thinking, "Gosh, so brave, yet so vulnerable. She needs to be protected, and thank goodness she has been selected to break those generational curses." It is total cringe. The cringeometer has exploded, unable to monitor the level of cringe that this piece of footage has got to. And it demonstrates what a painful narcissist that she is, by virtue of her lack of boundary recognition, the sense of entitlement to share a private message, the fact that she talks with such solemn terms, believing that it's so applicable to her, that she exhibits that false laugh of hers. It really is a sickening example of a self-absorbed narcissist. I'm surprised that she isn't sat there diddling herself in glee as a consequence of the receipt of this message. It's precisely the type of thing that she believes that she is. And unfortunately, if Beyoncé did write that message, she's just feeding the narcissist with fuel and feeding her deluded belief as to what she is. What do you think about this particular clip? Is your reaction one of cringe? Do you see her as a painful narcissist to watch? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for watching.